Good morning, friends. It is Monday, and I feel like this is such a way for me to start a week of vlogging. I am so exhausted right now. Not only do we have a very busy week this week, but the weekend was equally as busy. I have 2 jobs that don't include weekends off, and so I worked every day this weekend, and I'm opening today, so that's where I'm at. I'm getting ready to go into work. Today on the agenda, there is work. I have a cardio class at like 6-ish, I think. And then I have some friends coming over and we're going to watch The Sorcerer's Stone. I don't want to say the name because I don't want to put it out into the algorithm or the author's name out into the algorithm because she's the worst ever. But my friends and I watch this movie series every single year. We start it in September and then watch a movie every Friday up until Halloween. So it's not really working with the timeline this year to do it every Friday. So we're starting it today on a Monday. But I am really excited just because it's this tradition that we do. So it just makes me feel good inside. And so I'm happy to share those memories with my friends. It's kind of what we have going on today. I'm going to try and read where I can or listen to books where I can. I do have like 2 hours of opening that I have to do at work right now. So I'm just going to pop on my AirPods and start listening to a book. I'm currently reading called The Midwife, which I did not know was a memoir, which is super exciting. I knew it was a book. I just didn't realize that it was like somebody's actual life. So it's really been exciting for me to read. I did get it in a little library, but it looks like it's from Once and Future Books, which I really want to go to this week. I might try and go to that place this week. It's a used bookstore here in Boise. It was 94 cents. I'm only 71 pages into this, but I think I'm going to see if it's on Spotify because I have some listening hours left on there. So then I will just listen to it while I do my open. And I'll see you guys when I see you guys. And you guys are right where I left ya. It has been a Monday. Okay, remember earlier when I was like,
it's not going to be busy, it's going to be slow, blah, blah, blah.
It was busy. It was busy and I stayed an hour after I was supposed to stay. And now I can't go to my workout class. I also forgot my headphones this morning, which means I was listening to Call the Midwife, like just on my phone speaker, like, I don't know, an old person. I did think it was going to be slow, so I was going to read my book because that's usually what I do when it's slow. So I got to listen to like, I think 2 or 3 chapters. These aren't numbered chapters. They're actually named, which is really cool because then I know like what we're getting into. But it looks like 2 chapters is what I was able to listen to. And then my girlfriend came in with my niece. And so I was hanging out with them and then we got slammed. So I only got as far as 2 chapters. So I'm just going to go home. I think Jake's making some chili for the movie night tonight. Like I said, we're going to have some friends over, chili, some butterbeer, watch our movie, and I have some computer work to actually get done before they come over. I think I'm gonna do that. We'll watch our movie, and then hopefully before bed I can get some reading done. I might edit a YouTube video instead, so we might only have gotten 2 chapters into our reading today. It's been a busy Monday, so you know, we have all week. I'm not gonna be too hard on myself, but I do want to get this book done this week. I just feel like I've been reading it for a really long time because I've been just kind of sporadically reading it here and there. So my goal for this week is to finish this book and then to finish my book club books, which at this point kind of seems like wishful thinking, but I'm going to get it done. I know that I can, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to set my mind to it and I'm going to get it done. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, and I have some errands to run. I have to go get my nails done today, and you're just gonna come along with me. I didn't have time to make breakfast, so I'm gonna go run through Starbucks, and we're going to get a pumpkin spiced chai, I think. I haven't decided fully. You'll see. I also don't know what my hair is doing today, but I'm just gonna let it do it. Sorry we keep meeting in my car. You know, I've been a busy girl, and I have places to be, apparently. I didn't get a lot of footage last night, but pretty much Jake made a wonderful crock pot chili. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And our friends came over to watch The Sorcerer's Stone, which was super exciting because I didn't realize that my girlfriend had not seen it at all. Like, she never watched any of the movies. So it was her first time watching it, which is so exciting, and we're going to watch them every week. So now I just get to watch her delve into madness as the rest of the movies play on, and I'm really excited to see what she has to think about them. That happened last night, finished a YouTube video, went to bed pretty late. Now I have to go pick up some things, drop them off to somebody, get a coffee, go get my nails done. And I want to come home and read. My goal today is to read for like an hour. Just get an hour of reading done. I have work at 5, so I do have work again. But I think that I can get some reading done before that. I have like other work on my computer that I have to do. So there's a lot in the day. I have to fold laundry. It's a busy day, okay? So you're just gonna come along with me and whatever happens, happens. The ice pecan crunch kind of sounds bomb. Should I try that? But I want pumpkin. No, I should try the ice pecan. I should, right? I'm gonna get it. Can I do the ice pecan? Where'd it go? Oh, a grande ice pecan crunch latte, please. And can I do it with whole milk instead? Can I also do just egg white bites, the roasted red pepper ones? And that'll be it.
Give me 1261.
Great, thank you so much. Pecan. I don't even know if I'm gonna like this, but it sounds good. I have zero inspiration for the nails that I want to get today. These are what I have right now. I got them a while ago, and I wanted like fall Halloweeny nails because I'm so tired of summer and I just want it to be fall Halloween time. So I got these, and then everybody was like, oh, those look like Wednesday nails, which was not my intention. It also wasn't my intention for them to be Beetlejuice nails, but it just kind of ended up this way, and I'm not mad about it, but I love them. But I want to do something else fall-y, Halloweeny, but I don't want to go full black yet. I think it's too early to just full black. So I don't know, I can't decide. Guys, I will say it looks super light, which trust me, I'm not coming to Starbucks to get 2 shots of espresso. I'm coming to get a silly little drink, but this looks light. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, I picked up some things. I have some umbrellas in my car, and I have some time to kill until my nail appointment. I live right down the street, so I'm just gonna sit in my car and read a couple chapters. I've listened to 2 chapters so far while I've been driving around, so I'm averaging about 2 chapters a day right now. So let's just keep going. I mean, I'm not trying to like finish this. I'm not on some like deadline, but like I said, I have been reading this book for quite a while and I haven't gotten very far, so I want to get into it. Each chapter is a short story about something that Jennifer went through while she was a nurse. So I'm really loving reading this, especially because I want to go into nursing. My phone keeps falling and I'm gonna freak out. This was taking place in like 1950s in England. So it's so fascinating to read about and see how far the nursing profession has come, how far midwifery has come. Jennifer Worth said that she had read an article that basically talked about either a midwife or a nurse or somebody of the sort. I need to find it real quick. So in 1998, the Midwife's Journal posted an article by Terry Coates called Impressions of a Midwife in Literature. And basically she found that fictional doctors were throughout the pages, men were constantly throughout these pages, but there were no accounts of really nurses or midwives. And Jennifer Worth says, but midwives, who ever heard of a midwife as a literary heroine? Yet midwifery is the very stuff of drama. Every child is conceived either in love or lust, is born in pain, followed by joy or sometimes remorse. A midwife is in the thick of it. She sees it all. Why then does she remain a shadowy figure hidden behind the delivery room door? After reading that article, thinking those things, Jennifer Worth took it upon herself to write about her experience as a midwife in 1950s England, and I am loving it. I'm honestly, as slow as I'm going, I'm eating this book up and really enjoying every second of it. In my experience, nothing arouses a young man's interest more than the challenge of a pretty girl who, for some inexplicable reason, does not appear to find him the sex symbol of the century. And ain't nothing changed, girl. That's crazy. I'm back. It's still Tuesday. This has been the longest day ever. It feels like it really hasn't. It's flown by, but work got busy and I'm home. It's like 10:30, I want to say. I did get in about like 4-ish chapters of Call the Midwife, so we're getting somewhere. I'm not super into reading right now tonight. I just don't. I just started this little game. I saw Sarah Crowley playing it, so it's her fault that I'm into it. It's called Tiny Bookstore or Tiny Bookshop. And you basically have this like trailer on the back of your car that has a bunch of books in it. You can decorate. You are in this little seaside town and just get to sell books to people and recommend real life books to people in this game. And it's just so fun. Usually I don't like cozy games. I don't know why. I think I just get easily bored, but this game has me hooked. And you have objectives that you have to meet, goals that you have to meet. So I've really been enjoying it, having a really fun time, and I think I'm gonna play some of that before I head to bed. This is my first check-in of the day. It is about like 5:30 on Thursday. I opened at work today and I listened/read 6 chapters today. I got a lot in this morning. I was able to listen to like half of them, I want to say, read the other half, and I love whoever the narrator is for that. Let me go look. Okay, the narrator is Nicola Barbara, and she's a British voice actor. She's phenomenal. She does all the different accents. I don't know. She's so talented, and I feel like it's really made my experience. Don't get me wrong, I definitely like reading it more than I like listening to it, but there's something a little more immersive about listening to it and hearing all of the different accents, because mainly it's like the Cockney dialect accent, but there are others as well, and so it's a lot more difficult to read than it is to listen to. I've really been enjoying it. I do have to read this crazy part. It is about a girl named Mary. She's 15 years old. Really sad story. She was basically manipulated into prostitution, and she found out that she was in a brothel because there was a strip show going on. Anyways, I have to read this. Okay, I was at work listening to this in my headphones, and this is what I heard. The jukebox went up, loud, louder, louder again, as she slowly opened her legs until they were almost horizontal, revealing her vast... Then, with even more skill, into the screams of delight from her audience, she started to produce ping pong balls from her and throw them at the audience. Is that not the most insane thing you've ever heard? Maybe I just haven't heard crazy sexcapades. I heard that in my earphones and my jaw dropped. I could not believe that. I was shocked, especially because this is like obviously stories from her life. So it's a lot of different experiences with patients, with people that don't need a midwife but just need a nurse, about her relationships with other nurses that she works with, things of that nature. And I didn't expect that description to be in this book. So anywho, I got a good chunk of the book read today. I think I'm also going to pick up a Frida McFadden book later this evening, just because I was just talking to my nail girl. She's one of my really good friends. We were talking about Frida McFadden books recently, and I have a lot that I was given, and I kind of just want like a quick thriller, just like a quick, I can get it over with in like a night thriller. But tonight I have a workout class at 7, and then 2 of our friends are moving back to Florida, so after my workout class I'm running to their house so that we could say bye to them. And that's kind of what's going on for the night. So I'm gonna spend some, like, maybe 30 minutes reading a couple more chapters, and then go to class, go to their house, and then we'll see what happens when I get back. I don't know what time I'm gonna get back home. I'd also like to state that I think that I said it was Thursday when I started this video. It is not. It's Wednesday. It is not Thursday. It is Wednesday. All my days are messed up right now for some reason. Don't know why. Hello. It is Thursday, and today is my appointment day. I made all my appointments for today, so I only have 2. I have doctor's and dentist appointment, and I have like an hour gap in between my appointments, and I have to stay in the downtown area, so I figured that I would go to a bookstore that's down here. I've never been to this bookstore. I pass it all the time. It's kind of on a busy road, so like I never just pull off and look at it, but I figured I would go in, kill some time, maybe find a couple books. It is a used bookstore local to Boise, so I'm really excited to check it out. I feel like I'm mainly a Barnes & Noble gal, so I want to get familiar with a lot more local bookstores, especially since I plan on staying in Boise for the foreseeable future. I want my dollars and my books to circulate throughout the community. So I'm gonna head there right now, and we'll see what I can find. I cannot believe how cool that store was. I pass it all the time and I've never gone in. It's been like 5 years. I just need to go into the damn store. I love it so much. You can trade in books. Anyways, super great. I want to show you guys what I got. I got 4 books. One of them is The Mothers by Genevieve Gannon, and it is about 2 women that are going through IVF struggles, and one of them gets pregnant and one of them doesn't, and it is assumed from the back that the woman that gets pregnant actually gets pregnant with the other woman's embryo. So it's all about these 2 couples going through the IVF process over years, and one woman trying to figure out if she should try and get custody of the child or kind of just like give up on her motherhood journey. Apparently it's based off of a true story, or inspired by a real case of an IVF laboratory mix-up. So that's terrifying and heartbreaking, but I figured it would be a pretty good read. So I grabbed this one. I also grabbed 7 Days in June, and I know that this is a book that has like done its rounds. I feel like I've heard a lot, not even about the book, I've just like seen the cover everywhere. But anyways, I want to read it. I don't think it's considered a romance. I think it is considered a fiction book, but it has romantic undertones, and I'm only guessing that based on what I saw in the back. So if I'm completely wrong, so sorry, but I really don't know much about this book. It's like you're following Shane and Eva, who meet unexpectedly at a Black literary event, and sparks fly. But it turns out that 15 years earlier, they actually had like a sort of whirlwind romance, it sounds like, a steamy Brooklyn summer. So I think this is about their relationship, or lack thereof, and everything that goes into that. So I'm excited to read this book. It is by Tia Williams, 7 Days in June. And then I've been wanting to read classics. I know I probably, if the video hasn't come out yet, I say it in my what I read in August, like my August wrap up, that I want to read more classics. I'm challenging myself to at least 1 classic a month, and since we're getting into the Burr months and the spooky months, I do want to read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. So I picked up this copy. They only had 2 copies that were this size. I don't know if they're traditionally like this big. Like, I don't know why they had these copies, but they just happened to have this one. Also, it was $4, which cool. It is a little bent on the back, but whatever. It is a loved book, past loved book, and it's only like 140 pages, which I also didn't know. I don't know if that's just because it's elongated, so you know, that's what it looks like. But I'm excited to read this. I think I read it in school. I'm pretty sure I read it in school, but I don't remember it. So anyways, I'm excited. This is on my list of things to read in October. And last but not least, this seems kind of like a weird one, but I got a history of the 20th century. Okay. And it's because I really want to learn more about world history. And I think that if I go into it with like not starting from the beginning, but like 20th century to earliest 20th century to now, I think that'll help me get a basis of an understanding, and then I can start going further back from there. I'm also skeptical and believe that this book is going to leave out like a lot of things that are very important in other parts of the world. So I will have to do my like due diligence and just use my discernment to see what's missing and like do my own outer research. But it starts with like chapters like the Old Order, imperialism, Russo-Japanese War, revolution in China, chapter 2, World War I, Great War, Russian evolutions, Spanish flu, chapter 3, the 20s, Versailles legacy, US, Islamic world, Indian nationalism, Mussolini, Italian fascism. So it kind of goes through all of those, and I figured that this would be a good outline for me to go off of. Let me back up real quick. I feel like everybody is talking about setting a curriculum up for themselves, and I feel like that's something that I want to do. Like, I've been out of school for a really long time, and I just want to give myself... Okay, I got distracted. I've been out of school for a long time. I'm going back to school, but it's more so like health sciences. I'm not going back for anything related to the history of the world. And I do want to know a lot about history. I want to know a lot about politics and things that are going on right now. And I feel like I don't have the best background knowledge of anything, and so I really need to do the work myself. So part of my personal curriculum is learning world history and getting a basis of everything so that I can form my own opinions and decisions based off of what I have learned. So this is going to be the start of that, and I'm gonna just start with chapter 1 and go from there. And I'm not setting like a time frame for myself. This is really just when I have the time and I want to get into it and learn a little bit more about history. So I'm hoping that I can do like a chapter a month, and maybe that's a big goal. I don't really know. But once I get into October, I have a lot more free time, so I want to start learning more about history. Anyways, those are the 4 books that I got, and I'm actually really excited about these 4 books, to add them to my bookshelf, to add them to my TBR. And I will be coming back here, especially because they take books of yours and they have like an exchange rate and everything. And so I think like depending on how many books you give, you get that store credit. So I can get books here for bringing books in. So I need to start doing that because I have like 5 or 6. I only have like 5 or 6 books that I'm trying to get rid of. And some of them I put in the little libraries. And I think there's others that I would probably bring here, so I'm gonna start doing that. But yeah, definitely if you're in this area, check this place out because it's fantastic. Okay, not the end of this Fredrik Backman book making me sob right now. Are you kidding me? Okay, this is not a good look for me. I'm fully aware, but I have to talk about this book while it's fresh on my mind. I just finished it and I haven't really been talking about it because 1, it's a book club book. So I don't know, they're not books that I read because I really want to read them. I read them because I have to read them for book club. But I haven't really talked about it. I've also been listening to it for the most part and then reading it a little bit before bed. So I haven't been able to like fully connect to the book, even though I've enjoyed it. I feel like I did myself a bit of a disservice by going back and forth. I cried a lot at the end, and it's so good. If you don't know Anxious People by Fredrik Backman, it's about a hostage drama, if you will, and a bank robbery, and just about this group of people that are the hostages that are super dysfunctional. The whole point is that they're dysfunctional, but Fredrik Backman is really trying to prove a point that they are just human beings at the end of the day, and human beings are dysfunctional, and life is what you make it. And anyways, it's a great book. I highly recommend it. I'm giving it 4 stars. I think it's a solid 4.5. I love a book that makes me cry, but since I didn't fully connect to it until the end, I think that's why I'm missing out on that last star. So anyways, really loved it, and you guys should read it. Anyways, I really loved it. It is the 2nd Fredrik Backman book that I've read. I've also read Beartown, and I have A Man Called Ove on my bookshelf, but I haven't read it yet. So I think I'm gonna pick that up soon, or at least add it to my like autumn fall TBR, because I really like him as an author and I love his writing. I think he does such a great job. He uses a lot of metaphors in his writing, and I think that they're beautiful. Also, he has a great sense of humor. It's very like dry and literal, so it's a lot of fun to read his books. It's very refreshing. But anyways, that's that. I don't think I'm gonna do much reading the rest of the day, so we'll see where the day goes. I feel like my hair looks like Prince Charming from Shrek. I've also realized that I'm either in my car, in my backyard, or in my bed in all of these videos. And I think I'm always in those 3 places. So a good thing I have a car I like my room, and I need to redo my backyard, actually, is what I'm realizing after spending so much time in it. But that's beside the point. That's for another day. I am at the library right now. I do have to get a couple of things printed. And since I finished my book for book club, I was thinking maybe I should keep it for book club on Sunday, but I think I'm just gonna bring it back and get my other book club book, which is Book of Doors. So bringing this back, I also finished Call the Midwife, which I didn't realize that there was 4 Call the Midwife books, which is why there's 15 seasons of the show. Also didn't realize that. So I think I'm gonna look for the 2nd Call the Midwife book. I don't know if I'm gonna read it right away, but I think I'm gonna look for it, at least see if they have it, because I'm really interested in reading the rest. I loved it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. It was so good. So anyways, I'm gonna go in there, get some stuff printed, bring this back and look for some other books. I'm very unfortunately leaving without books. They didn't have either of them, and the only library that has the second volume of Call the Midwife and the Book of Doors, like 30 minutes away. So unfortunately I'm not gonna do that today. I also would have to wait like 8 weeks to get it on Libby, so I think I might just get it on my Kindle. That's kind of my option right now. So I think I'm gonna do that. And then I had to print things, as you saw. I've got this printed. It was like 6 pages, whatever. $3.10 for 31 pages. I was so embarrassed because it was so quiet in the library and this was just going and going and going. But anyways, I got what I needed. I think I'm gonna go to Barnes & Noble. I hate to say it. I'm gonna call a local bookstore first before I go there because I really would rather go to a local bookstore than Barnes & Noble, but I'm looking for a new release. It's People Watching by Bonham-Young. It's supposed to be like a fall vibe. The mailman character looks great. At least he does in all the fan art that she's been like making and posting. Oh my god, he looks phenomenal. The mailman character also looks amazing. She looks gorge. But the mailman character, so I really want to go get that. I've heard it's kind of like a fall cozy romance read. It just came out like 2 weeks ago, I want to say. And honestly, I don't know the like tropes that are in it because it is a romance book, but I don't want to know. I kind of want to go into it blind. So I'm just going to go in blind. I'm going to call the local bookstores first and see if there's any way that they have it. And if they don't have it, then I'm just going to run to Barnes & Noble real quick. Hello, I'm back home. You are on my front camera on my phone right now because it's the most convenient for me. I'm sitting at my dining room table with my laptop open because I need to get some work done. However, I do want to update you on the chain of events that have transpired since I last recorded a video. The local bookstore did not have the Book of Doors or People Watching by Bonham-Young, and so I went to Barnes & Noble. I did. I went to Barnes & Noble, and it took me forever to find these books. First of all, couldn't find People Watching by Bonham-Young. She's one of my favorite authors. I've only read one of her books. Am I lying to you? Have I read another one of her books? I for sure read Out on a Limb, and I was obsessed with it. Oh, I also read Out of the Woods, which was the best friends from Out on a Limb. I wasn't as impressed with that one. I thought it was super cute. I really liked it. I'm just not really a second chance romance kind of girl. So it wasn't for me personally, but it was a cute story. And it was set in like an outdoor camp, and that's my favorite type of vibe. Anywho, I asked people at Barnes & Noble what the vibe was, if they had the book, and they don't have it. And I'm pretty sure it came out last week or 2 weeks ago. Or yesterday, maybe, but they don't have it. So I have to wait until next week. I did order it. Now, they did have the Book of Doors, which is this one, and I love this cover so much. I actually don't know what it's about, so we're going to read it. Cassie Andrews works in a New York City bookstore, shelving books, making coffee for customers, and living an unassuming, ordinary life. Until the day one of her favorite customers, a lonely yet charming old man, dies right in front of her. Oh my god. Cassie's devastated. She's always loved his stories, and now she has nothing to remember him by, nothing but the last book he was reading. But this is no ordinary book. It is the Book of Doors. Inscribed with enigmatic words and mysterious drawings, it promises Cassie that any door is every door. Any door is every door. She just needs to know how to open it. Then she's approached by a gaunt stranger in a rumpled black suit. Drummond Fox is a Scottish librarian who keeps watch over a unique set of rare volumes. The tome in Cassie's possession is not the only book with great power. Is it tomb or tome? But it is the one most coveted by those who collect them. Now Cassie is being hunted by those few who know of the special books. With just her roommate Izzy to confide in, she has to decide if she will help the mysterious and haunted Drummond protect the Book of Doors and the other books in his secret library's care for those who will do evil. So this is my second book club. It's their book club book. And that is on Wednesday. So I need to finish this by Wednesday. I'm sure that I can get it done. I'm going to be reading it a lot. I think might also be listening to it on Spotify. So anyways, I got that. I also got a mini moleskin. I think this is, would you call this chartreuse or green? Be honest. But I got this to keep in my bag because I'm just constantly writing down thoughts and things that I think of, which are thoughts. And I don't know, I'm just writing down shit all the time. And instead of putting it in my notes app, I want to have like physical forms of it. I'm really trying to move on to physical media and more like analog living than technology and social media. I'm trying not to be on social media as much, which is hard because I want to post on my book Instagram. I don't really care about my personal. And then clearly I'm doing this. I see this more as a creative outlet than anything because I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube. If I do, it's like Sarah Caroli. I've been trying to find some more book girls on here so that like I have a little community of book girls and we like watch each other's videos, vibe, hang out. I also watch Dylan Joseph, love him, Brittany Broski. I don't know if there's anybody that I'm missing right now, but I really have tried to not be on social media as much as I can. One, because I've just been so busy, and two, because I genuinely just want a slower pace of life without all of the hubbub of everything in the media and social media and the news and this and that, which is a very privileged thing. I recognize that that is a very privileged way to live, with everything that's going on in the world right now. It's turning me into a very anxious person. I still want to keep up to date on like important things that are happening in the world. I also don't need to know about like a girl that I went to high school with's kid, you know? So it's kind of like give and take of that. We know too much because of social media. And so I'm just trying to go back to a simpler way of being, a less stressed state. And I think a lot of that starts with social media, whether it be Instagram, TikTok. I also don't want to scroll. TikTok is making me legitimately stupid. I feel dumber. I feel like I started to like rely on like AI stuff because I just wasn't thinking about things and was like, oh, well, I can just ask it how to better write this or what my schedule should be for the day. Girl, I can figure that out easily. But I wasn't because I was being lazy and it was making me stupid. So, anyways, that's my little rant on that. But now I have a moleskin to write down all my thoughts and ideas. Also, Call the Midwife. I finished this book. I said it earlier. There's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about that were really interesting in this book. I also did not find the second edition of this book. I didn't really look for it at Barnes and Noble, but I didn't find it at the library. Oh, this was a very interesting excerpt from the beginning of the book. It says, so, like Jane Austen, who in all her writing never recorded a conversation between two men alone, because as a woman, she could not know what exclusively male conversation would be like. I cannot record much about the men of Poplar beyond superficial observation. That was crazy to me. The fact that Jane Austen, in any of her books, you won't find a conversation between two men. I've never thought about that. I probably wouldn't think about that when reading them, but I found this super interesting because of the time. The pill was introduced in the early 1960s and modern woman was born. Women were no longer going to be tied to the cycle of endless babies. They were going to be themselves. With the pill came what we now call the sexual revolution. Women could, for the first time in history, be like men and enjoy sex for its own sake. In the late 1950s, we had 80 to 100 deliveries a month in our books. In 1963, the number had dropped to 4 or 5 a month. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? I just think that's insane. Anyways, this book was really good. I really enjoyed it. There were so many different stories, and clearly she has 4 other books, so she has a lot of experience, a lot of stories, a lot of people that she met in all of her years of nursing and midwifery. Midwifery? Midwifery? One of those. I do highly recommend listening to the book because, like I said, the accents were just so good, and I feel like it really brings you more into the book, because I just have my silly little Valley Girl accent. So, hearing somebody speak in the actual accent that is intended for this book was very exciting. Also, if you want a chapter that's T, it's called Of Mixed Descent 1. T. I feel like the weather is still just not my vibe for some of the books that I want to read, so I'm kind of holding out because I want to wait to read them until it gets really like fall, cozy, leaves falling orange outside. But I feel like that part of fall is very quick. So I need to be on it with my reading. I do go down to one job
after October 3rd. So I'm kind of excited because I will have a lot more free time. Like when I'm not at my other job, I'll actually have free time, which means I can read more books, which I'm super excited about. So I think that will make things a lot easier for me. But anywho, I don't know. This might be me sending off. I don't know. I might pick this back up later, read some more. Unsure. I wasn't going to record anything tomorrow because I am busy all day tomorrow, but I do have book club on Sunday, so I think I might do a little sneak peek of book club. It started as me and one of my ex coworkers who also loves books. Okay, I need to hold it like this. I was holding it like it started as us wanting to talk about books together, read books together, because we both have very different tastes, so it will really broaden what we read. Anyways, we were like, let's get together. It turned into like she had some friends that wanted to join. I have some friends that are interested. Now I don't really know. So I don't know how many people are going to show up, but we're all going to meet together and have a little picnic book club vibe. So we'll see. There could be three of us. There could be, I don't know. I feel like there's probably going to be a couple of us, but that's the vibe. I'll probably see you then.